Hey you! Welcome back on the mat. My name is Tobi and I welcome you to a nice block party. So we are going to flow with our hands or our feet mostly on some yoga blocks. So if you have some, otherwise you will have a problem. To start with, just sit on one of the blocks, bring the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana, and then have your back straight and slowly fold down over your feet to the middle. Let yourself hang here, think down, arrive on the mat, and just concentrate on your breath here. Feel your hips and your lower back opening, getting softer. And arrive in this moment here. Then slowly come up again, remove the block from under you, come up into a squat position, and now we are going to warm up the shoulders with some shoulder pumps. So lift up your arms over your head with the blocks in your hands and wave them from front to back and front to back. For 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. If the squat is uncomfortable, come onto your knees. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold and lower your arms so the arms are parallel to the ground. Maybe come onto your knees. Open up your chest through moving the blocks to the wall behind you. For 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. And go on and go on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. I hope you feel your shoulders now. Set your blocks to the front of your mat. Have your hands on the blocks, your shoulders over your hands. And now come into a lifted cat-cow variation. So curve your spine. Then press your chest through the gateway of your arms. Round your back. Come down again into your cow pose. Breathe out, cat. Breathe in, cow. Try to be a bit animalistic here. Now set down your toes, lift your heels, let them float. With your hands on the blocks, activate your core. Spread your shoulder blades. Now lift your right foot and bring it up to the sky, and then slowly to your face in a rounding movement, and then straighten your right leg to the front and bring it back all the way up to the sky again. And to your chest, step to the front, long leg and back. Step to the front as good as possible and move it back. Sit down. Other side, left leg up, bring it to the chest, straighten your leg, bring it back to the sky, circle it to the front, step as far as you can. One more time up and step to the front. Come back and set both knees down. Set yourself down on the balls of your feet. Grab your hands behind your back and open up your chest here. Have the weight on your toes to stretch them out. And then release. Bring the hands again onto your blocks, but lift the blocks to the highest height which is possible with them. And now get ready for some push-ups. Bring your weight onto the blocks and we're going for 5 push-ups here. So 5, go down, 4, go down again as far as you can, 3, 2, and 1. Enjoy. Come up and set your knees down. Amazing. Set the blocks back to the lowest height onto your mat. And then push up into your first down dog. Have a straight back here. Move the hips up and back to the mat. Pedal out your feet. Arrive in the pose. And when you feel ready, we're going to flow a bit here. Wave your spine to the front of your mat. Come into plank, and from plank directly in your upward facing dog. Roll back into your down dog. Once again, wave to the front of your mat into plank, up dog, and roll back into your down dog. One more time, roll to the front like a wave. Up dog. And slowly roll back into your down dog. Really feel your spine here. Set your knees down to the ground. Put your blocks on the medium height. And we are coming back to some push-ups here. So go down for 5. Come up, 4, come up, 3, really contract your chest muscles, 2, and one more, 1, and come up. Set your knees down. Bring the blocks to the lowest height again. Push yourself up and come into your down dog again with your hands on the blocks. And from here, lift your right leg to the sky and step it through your arms as far forward as you can. Even in front of your hands. Sink low here, but have your left knee floating. Have the fingertips on the blocks. And try to feel into your hips here. Be strong. Have a straight back. And then release. And step all the way back. Foot to the sky. Come directly in a upward facing dog on the blocks and wave back into your down dog. Other side, left leg to the sky. Slowly step to the front through the gateway of your arms as far forward as you can. Have the fingertips on the blocks and be in a very long lunge here. Embrace the fear of not knowing how long we are staying here. Be straight and strong. And then sit down and move back into your 3-legged dog. Swoop to your upward facing dog directly on the blocks. And then come back into your down dog. Come back to your breath here. Be still for a moment before we go to the other side again. Lift your right leg. Step through your arms. In a very long lunge, come onto your fingertips. Feel the depth you have in this pose. Embrace it. Feel the increase of the depth. Maybe you can also float your hands and bring them to your heart so you don't have a support system. And then step back in your 3-legged dog and come directly into your up dog. Pull your shoulders back, the chest to the front, and then wave back into your down dog. Left leg up to the sky, step through the top of your mat as long as you can. Come onto your fingertips and be strong in your hip here. Feel the depth in the pose, and then maybe lift off your hands and bring them to your heart. Be strong here. And hold, hold, hold. And sit down and come back into your 3-legged dog and directly into your upward facing dog. Squeeze the shoulder blades and be long here. Slowly wave back into your down dog and then sink your knees to the ground. Stack both blocks to the right side of your mat and come into a crooked push-up variation. Hold here. and then go for 5 push-ups. 5, 4, 3, and come up. 2, up, and 1 more. Up, great. Drop your knees, and then put your right foot on the stack of blocks. Put your weight into your right foot and then step back with your left leg. Have a very long lunge. The lifted lunge here, which is kind of different than normal. Bring your hands over your head and sink down into your hip. Feel difference to your normal long lunge. Bring the hands to the heart then slowly pull your left foot over the ground and bring it up to your chest. Standing on one leg on the blocks. Bring your left foot to the inside of your right leg and come into tree pose. Hands in front of your heart. Your gaze is in front of you. Find your drishti. Focus on it. It's okay if you lose balance here. And then step down from the blocks and move them to the left side of your mat. Directly bring your hands on the blocks and onto the mat again into a push-up variation. And from here, we're going to go into 5 push-ups. So 5, 4, 3, 2, come up and 1 more. And up. Amazing. Great. Bring your feet to the front and step with your left foot on a stack of blocks. Find a good ground here. Bring the hands down and step back with your right foot to the back of the mat. Come up in a long lunge. Sink down into your hips. Feel the difference in the pose through the blocks. Maybe you can go deeper here than normal. Maybe you need to keep more balance here. Then bring the hands to your heart and slowly step up onto the blocks with your right leg up to your chest. Bring your right foot to the inside of your left leg and come into tree pose. Put all your weight into your left foot, have the gaze in front of you. Focus on one point and be still here. Come back to your breath. And then slowly set your foot down onto the ground again. Come onto your blocks with both hands again. So separate them. And then go for a vinyasa on your blocks. Chaturanga, up dog, and come back to your down dog to clear off the system. Right leg to the sky and then slowly step to the front between your hands. Come up into warrior 2. Take the blocks with you. Have the arms as parallel as possible with the weights in your hands, which intensifies the warrior. Hold, sink down in your right front leg, hold, and then straighten your right leg and come slowly into a goddess pose. So your feet are in a 45-degree angle and your hips are sinking down. Bring your arms up with the blocks in your hands to have the weight over your body and sink down into your hips. Don't forget to smile here, enjoy the pose. Switch into your warrior and from there into a long lunge with the blocks over your head. Hold and then bring both blocks down. Step back into your plank and go through a vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog on the blocks. And slowly wave back into your down dog on the blocks. Other side. Left leg to the sky, step to the front between your hands. Take both blocks with you when you wave up into your warrior 2. Have the arms parallel. Feel the weight in your hands, which changes the pose for you maybe slightly. Hold, gain some strength here, and then straighten your left leg, shorten your stance, have the feet in a 45-degree angle, and come into goddess pose. Blocks over your head. Sink down, feel your legs working, maybe shaking also, and then switch back into a long lunge with your left foot at the front of the mat. Have the blocks over your head. And then come down. Step back and go through a vinyasa on the blocks. We meet back at your down dog. Bring your knees to the ground and sink down into a child's pose with your hands on the blocks. Maybe you can sink down slightly deeper here into your shoulders. And you have your head on the ground. And then come up again. Push your hands into the blocks. Hold a plank pose. Lift your left leg up and then your right hand also. And float here. Feel the connection from your left foot to your right hand. And then set it down. Other side. Right leg up, left hand up. Hold, feel the weight in your hands. Feel your core working. Hold, hold. For 3, 2, 1, set it down. And go through a vinyasa to clear out the system. We meet back in down dog. Step to the front of your mat. And then sit down onto your bum. Take your blocks with you. Put one block between your upper legs and one block between your lower legs. Come into a Navasana. From here, slowly lower down into Adhanavasana. Come up again, Navasana. Squeeze your legs together, come up again. Come down, really squeeze the blocks, don't lose them. Come up. Come down, squeeze the blocks, come up and hold. Sit down. Remove both blocks. Take a short rest, then take both blocks in your hands. Come into Adhanavasana on your lower back. Straighten your legs. Have the blocks in the middle and then in a circular motion move them over your head. Bring them back to the middle, come up and circle to the back of your mat. Come to the middle again. 3 more. Circle to the top, over your head. Circle them back, bring them together again. Over your head, back to the middle, bring them together. And 1 more. Over your head and circle them to the middle. Great. Awesome job here. From here, bring the blocks to the front of your mat again, so you can put down your feet on them. Wiggle your bum close to your feet so you can touch them. And then slowly move your hips up to the sky and come into a bridge pose. Maybe fold your hands under your bum and squeeze your shoulder blades together so you have a bit more pressure to push your hips up to the sky and hold here. Set everything down, and if you want, you can try to go into a full wheel, or you're doing the bridge again. For the wheel, put your hands down beside your head and then slowly push everything up. the hips to the sky. Your head moves slightly to the front of your mat. Your legs are pushing in the direction of your head. Be strong. And then slowly set everything down. Remove the blocks from under your feet. Grab them and bring them beside your head if you want a bit more, otherwise do the same again. And we are going to try to get into a wheel pose with our hands on the blocks. So have the blocks beside your head, put your hands down on them and push yourself up and feel an increase of your push and your height here. Feel difference in the pose. Maybe you feel more open through the blocks, or the pressure is higher. And release. This can be a tough one, definitely. Open up your feet to both sides and let the knees touch in the middle. Rest here, have one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Find your breath again. And then remove the blocks. Keep one in your hand. Put the one block between your knees and drop open with your legs to the left side. Your right arm is long to the other side and your gaze is on your right hand. And release all the tension we built up over the practice. Just lay here. And then release, come to the middle. Have your arms like a T and drop to the other side. Have the gaze on your left hand. Close your eyes maybe. Feel the support of the blocks. Again, the difference the block makes in the pose. And just be here. Bring your legs back to the middle, remove the block, come all the way up onto your bum, grab both blocks, put them on the medium height beside each other on the front of your mat. Bring your elbows on the block, walk your knees a bit to the back of your mat and let your chest drop here. Fold your hands over your head and open up your shoulders with this variation of puppy pose. Through the blocks you get a bit more depth and a bit more intensity in your stretch here. Release, come up, take the blocks and put them in a T shape. One block on medium height, the other block on the lowest height. Lay your spine onto the long block and your head on the low height block. Take a rest here, feel the opening of your spine and your lower back. All the stress and pressure which is releasing and leaving your body. All the thoughts which are leaving your mind and your spirit. Let yourself just recover and come to stillness here. There's nothing to do here anymore. Just be. Slowly lift yourself up from your blocks, come into a seated position. Have a smile on your face, be grateful for the practice you have behind you and the movement you did today. Fold your hands in front of your heart. Namaste. Thanks for having me and spending your time with me. Peace out, your Tobi.